Hey, what's going on? I'm Mike. I'm the creator of Namikopy, and I'm here again today to talk to you about one of my cards. Well, actually, it's two cards. Card number 26 and card number 27, Tomorrow Banana and Yesterday Banana. And here they are, if I can get them both in the shot. Now, what does that mean, tomorrow banana and yesterday banana? Well, that's actually a funny thing I made up when I go to the grocery store. Now, when you look at the bananas, the green ones aren't ripe yet, so that means you're supposed to eat them tomorrow. Get it? Tomorrow banana. And if you see bananas that are lumpy and have brown spots, those are bananas that are no longer ripe, they're bad, and you should have eaten them yesterday. So that's how I came up with the idea for tomorrow banana and yesterday banana. So when it came to designing the cards, obviously right away I decided I wanted to make two separate cards. I thought briefly about putting them on the same card, but it would have been, too much going on visually with the two bananas. They would have been right on top of each other, and trying to write tomorrow banana and yesterday banana for the names would have been really cramped. So I thought it'd be cooler to kind of make two cards that go together. When it came to designing them, I had both bananas sort of facing each other. The tomorrow banana is looking off to his right, and the yesterday banana is looking off to his left. So when you hold them next to each other, it looks like they're about to fight because they both have their dukes up and they're ready to do battle. And I gave both of them sort of these, ready to battle faces. The one has, he's got his tongue sticking out, he's concentrating, he's ready to hit somebody. The other one's gritting his teeth. So they're really showing that they're going to battle. And they're two opposites, yesterday banana, tomorrow banana. They're two different types of bananas. So I really like this idea of making two cards that kind of went along with each other. I guess you could have just made one and just not made another one. It still would have been funny if you just made, say, a tomorrow banana and just left it at that. But I think having the two opposites together makes it even funnier. And I gave them the same power points. I gave them 18 points because I figured, at the end of the day, they're pretty weak. Especially the yesterday banana, he's, lumpy, he's got brown spots, so he's not strong at all. And same with the green banana. He's not ripe yet, so he's not really in his prime. So that's why I made them so low. The other thing I did was I didn't want to do a lot for the background because I really wanted to focus on the two characters, but I did want to do a little something. So I kind of put in these stripes that when you hold the cards next to each other, the stripes continue to the other card. So I thought that made it really interesting bringing the two cards together. It looks nice when you hold them separately, but when you hold them side by side, the two stripes continue into each other. And I thought visually that looks really good. And lastly, when it came to coloring, I decided to use colored pencil. Again, I like that textured look you get with colored pencils. I could have used marker, but I was happy with colored pencil, so that's the route I went. Now, how can you create a similar card? Well, this is tricky. You're thinking of two cards, actually. And they, I guess they have to be opposite. They don't have to be opposite, actually. Two cards that interact with each other. Opposite works nicely, but it could be two cards that are, combined. I once saw two girls, children, and one created yin and one created yang. And when you held them side by side, it created that pattern of yin and yang. And I thought that was a really cool idea of making two cards in the idea of the tomorrow banana, yesterday banana. So when it comes to designing the cards, take your two cards and really think of two things that interact with each other. I think opposites work the best, but maybe you think of something better. And think about how you can display that visually. How are you going to draw that? You're making two cards, so they have to both be very interesting looking. And maybe in the background, like I did, you could have the background continuing from one card to the other. This way it really ties in the two cards. I think that's really, I thought that was a cool idea I did. Maybe if you had a skyline in the background, the skyline continues from one card to the next card. Something along those lines might be interesting. But this is a tough one. Give it a try. Try to think of two cards that really, interact with each other or are opposites, and try to see if you can design two cards. But anyway, it's difficult. If you can't do it, don't worry, but it's a challenge. Anyway, if you haven't checked out the website yet or bought a deck, check out www.namikopy.com. Like I said, you can purchase a deck there. There's lots of other information. I have examples of cards on the website. Also, check us out on Instagram. I like to share people's cards because I think it gives good inspiration to others. So if you ever design a card and you feel like sharing it, send it over to me and I'll probably put it up on Instagram. And also check us out on TikTok. I do shorter videos of these videos, just kind of abbreviating everything I talk about into, about a minute, 2 minutes. But anyway, give it a try. 2 cards, interacting with each other. How are you going to do that? Are they the same points? But as I always say, go slow, don't rush. Anyway, thank you for watching this video.